Hey guys, well, it's another update. Uh, Actually, I'm going to show you the 1/24th scale uh, Colonial Viper. Um, Again, I think I bought this from the same guy that sold me the Stargate. Again, everything was just thrown in bags uh, or one bag and put in a box, and that was uh, how I got it. Um, there's a lot of parts here. I'm not going to go through and break down everything, but I do want to show you the quality of the kit, which is, well, it's decent. It really is. And I think I'll start with the, by the way, it's 4:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on 10/10/2025. So this thing, I got a broken piece here. Yeah, there's a lot of little nitnoy parts and pieces in here. Some of them are uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of them are really nice. I mean, the print turned out good. Um, I think this particular kit he sold me was a first run. And like I said, it's got a lot of imperfections. And I don't know. I'm trying to see with the camera here. Let me turn my overhead light down a little bit. All right, there you can kind of see it. It's a little rough spot. That's good. Same thing here on the bottom lip. And this is the nose piece, obviously. Um, I don't know if all the kits have this closure right back here, if there's a part that fits in there. I'm not sure yet. Um, Here's the cockpit. One of the rudder pedals is broken off, which you can see this one right here. That one. But anyways, so it apparently I'm not sure exactly how this is supposed to go together. Like I said, the pieces are kind of got a lot of imperfections in them, so that's going to make my job even harder. This appears to be one of the engine sections. As you can see, it's got decent quality um, details, even though it's got some minor imperfections in it. So there's that. There's two of those, I think. I think there should be three. I I'm not sure. Um, like I said, this kit. Here's two of the wings and he used a one of those printers. There's the vertical stab. If you can see it, it's got the striations in it from that filament printer. You can see it even more on these two parts. You can see, so there's gonna be a lot of prep work and sanding in this thing. You can see an imperfection right there, which I can't see. See it? Excuse me. Yeah, a little failure of the printing process, but I got it for a reasonable price. So compared to what I've seen for other kits of this particular subject matter, yeah. And it's really interesting, though. You got the cockpit opening, and then you've got this, and you can see the opening, and this just drops down in there like so. And then you got your cockpit. You can see it's pretty detailed. That just drops down over the top. So you get that. Why I'm showing you all this is because if you see this fella on eBay and you want to purchase one of his resin printed kits, the detail is quite good, even though there is periodic pieces with imperfections in them. This one, he used all kinds of colors and types of resin in this. This one's silver or silver gray. This one is just a plain gray. No, this one is more metallic, the one I showed you already. But you can see that there's some variation there. And then there's some spare parts in here too. I don't know why I did that. Like, here's another one that's the bright silver. Another one in just plain gray. So there's 3 of the plain gray ones. And then there's all these, you know what? It's got little fans for the intakes. So those are there. And there's, like I said, spares, because the top center, it's blocked. So there's no way to put that, a fan in here, even though we've got at least 3 of them. No, we've got 4. So I got 4 of those. Like I said, a lot of what came with this kit was just random stuff. And I just think these are part of, and there's 4 of them. This one's done in black, and they're numbered, which is interesting. This is number 2. This is number 3. There's a number 2 number 2s in black. Then you got a number 3 in silver. And then you got even more in here. I'm going through this process with you just because. Okay, another silver 3. Bunch of flashing on it, you can see. Um, how this thing goes together, I don't know. A number 2 in silver. Uh, this one is a number 1 in silver. And then you've got 3 of the exhaust ports and what we'd call in the military variable exhaust nozzles. But I don't know if these are accurate, to be honest with you. Wait a second. I think this is let me see here, collect my thoughts. Um, I think this is the one from the Reimagined series. And what the difference in them is, I'm not sure. I did order, that's an easy way I could find out real quick is uh, go ahead and take a look at what I've ordered and see what that looks like. Okay. This appears to be from the Reimagined series. So it is going to be different. And I didn't realize it when I bought this Viper Mark II, Colonial Viper Mark II in the Mobius Models kit. I didn't realize that it was the same as the resin kit. So, yeah, so what I'll probably do is I'll build the injection molded kit, the Mobius kit, build it up nice, put it on a display stand and sell it. So if any of you guys are interested in that, first come, first serve, if you want me to do that build for you, I will. Yeah, so there's all of these things. And then we've got several of the intake fans. And, not really. Okay, here's a third one of these. So we got 3 of these things, which I think are part of the engines. And those are part of the engines. You can see this one's in silver. But we got 3 gray ones and 2 silver ones. So it's not going to matter because it's going to get painted. So, I'm not too concerned about it. So I'm going to, when I start this thing, I'm going to sort out my very best parts from my very worst ones. And this appears to be oh, okay. So we got this part, I'm just going through this process, guys, so you can see if you buy a kit like this, what you're in for. And if you notice, there's a gap, and I'm assuming those meet up, and there's these round parts are yeah. So these things go in here like so, and it's a pretty good fit, honestly. Um, but that closure there, I don't know if it, I think this thing's hollow. So I don't know if I should be doing anything with that. So we got all these parts, 2 bags worth that I've got pulled out here. And then there's, which I'm going to put some of this back real quick, so I'm going to pause so this video doesn't go on for an eternity. Okay, I'm back here fixing to explore some other stuff here. So what we got here is basically canopy, but you can see it's not complete. It's broken, and the broken piece, I don't know. There's all kinds of unusual parts in here. Like I said, this thing comes with parts to build a diorama, and here's another jacked up piece of resin. I don't even know what the heck that is. It's probably just literal garbage. Um, so if I'm going to use these, I am going to have to fix them with styrene. So got a bunch of small little parts here. And then I believe this is the very back of the center between the 3 inches. I'm pretty sure it goes like that. But this feature is missing on that side. See, so the reason I got this was for so cheap is because it has no instructions, and the 3D printing job is pretty jacked up. Got this little piece, but that corner's jacked up. Yeah, and then we got those pieces, and then I'm not sure what those are. And then excuse me. And then we got this piece, Not quite sure what that is, but it looks a lot like that piece. So there's two of the same, I think. Yeah, this thing has got all kinds of issues. It's yeah, I'm not, like I said. Oh, and there's three of these. Whatever these are, well, no. Here's another cockpit floor, and yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird parts in here. Um, this appears to be the headrest for the. I'm assuming it's an ejection seat, and or no, it's the bottom of the seat. So there's the top and bottom, and I'm just holding them together. They're not glued or anything, but it's a nice looking seat. Um, and then in here are one, two, three, four, five, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There's eight choices of in different colors of resin of cannons. So yeah, I am not sure what to think about all this because when I do go to build this thing, I'm almost quite certain it's going to be a huge, huge pain in the butt, so to speak, because, well, just because I didn't rearrange my studios. I took my desktop area down, cleaned the glass, because my desktop is a double pane sliding glass door without the trim around it. So, but it's tempered glass. It's 2 layers thick, and I got my cutting surface sitting on it, and it's been very durable, and it has really worked nicely as a desktop. So yeah, guys, and then like I think I already showed you, the looks like more engine parts, along with I'm having I have a feeling that there's maintenance stands or something in the diorama that some of these parts go to, and what I've got to do here is bring this up because and I'm not even close to being done here, guys. Good grief. Looking for my bag of little bags because some of these I'm going to want to separate. I'll put a few out here while I'm chatting at you, but there's a whole nother box of parts here. When I say that I got a lot in this kit, I truly did. Um, I'm going to separate the ejection seat from everything else here, um, just because you guys know that when you put parts together and if you got in a packed box, it can be really well, pain in the butt, and you can risk damaging the kit. Yeah, Like I said, there's a lot to this kit. And, I'm sitting here fiddle farting around, and I'm debating on whether to put all these into one big bag. I guess I will. So, there's box one. Jeez. Yeah, I'll close it up here in a minute. Okay, box number two. And you can consider this your exposure and introduction to um, garage kit manufacturing. You've got several. This is part of the launch gantry, and you got several kits. You've got a doorway here that actually has a door, but it wasn't properly formed. And you can see where part of the door is stuck to the main section. I'm sure I'm going to be able to work around that. And I think these are all just diorama parts. Here you've got the launch bait frame. I guess I'm not sure exactly what the deal is with that. And, well, I'm going to go ahead and put these back in. I'm going to get that door piece that's stuck to the out of the frame. I'm going to see if I can salvage that and just glue it. It'll make the final repair a little bit easier if I don't have to try to make a styrene piece to fit in there. Yeah, so that's bag one. And then we got, now a lot of this will be obvious that it's, I don't even know if that was meant to be part of the kit. It might be because, well, let's see here. You got two of these. And I don't know if that's right or if that's right. If this is supposed to be a bulkhead, for example, for the launch tube. And then you got this, which you can see is not, it's missing two details right there from the other side, from what the other side has. And then this says Viper Mark II or Mark I. Viper Mark I. Really? This thing looks like the Mark II in every detail. Now, let me, while I'm here, and I'm going to pause for a moment. Yeah, I'm looking at right now a Mark I. It's I think it's an Eagle Moss small, you know. Yeah, but they're virtually identical from what I can tell. The Mark I and Mark II. I don't see any obvious differences in the kit. So, yeah, and then there's, let's see, there's that. Not sure exactly. You know what this is? I think this is a wing that didn't get through the printing process. See that? It's cool how it's got that girder type structure in the piece. That's interesting. But yeah, and let me see something here. You know that, I don't know, guys. I don't know. These look like unfinished wings. Now, this might be the vertical tail, but if it is, I don't know. Check it out. Nothing on that side, though. So there's some weird parts in here. That's an understatement. Um, I think that he included unfinished parts, which, I'll keep because those things will come in handy on the scratch building side of things. So, um, any of this stuff that's incomplete, I'm going to have to um, fabricate styrene parts for it because that's just going to be the easiest way to go. And so, like I said, this thing was built as a diorama kit. And guys, I'm not kidding you. There is, look at this. Okay, I haven't even looked at these yet. Do you see this stuff? And then it looks like there's, I don't know, guys. I'm going to open this one up next because it's got the pilot figures in it. And then I'll share the other 3 bags with you. Now, the other 3 bags are look to be a lot of the diorama parts and pieces, which isn't a bad thing. And then, oh boy. I already knew that the laser cannons were going to have to be modified with some brass or copper tubing because these they don't look real. They look like plastic crap. And in here, you've got a crap ton of helmets, Viper Pilot helmets, because I think there's a stand that you put them on. That's part of the diorama. And then here's a partial staircase or something. And then here's a black one of those things that looks like it's designed to, I don't know, to hold an engine. Yeah, because I think that's what that is. I don't know. Sorry. I'm not sure what that is. Here we got more detail parts that, like I said, I am just not sure where a lot of this stuff goes. Looks like another cockpit and seat, molded in black and white. So I'm going to find the bag that I already stuck the... Well, shoot, Dave, where'd you put it? Yeah, there's appears to be 3 or 4 of these, which look like they're supposed to be engines. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, I went and cleaned up my desk area, made it more functional. Because I didn't have enough space, is what it basically came down to. So while I'm talking to you guys and showing you this stuff, I am going to yeah, there's pilot figures in here. And they're cut off at the knees because you won't see them. One's molded in gray. You know what's interesting? The file for the pilot, good grief. Yeah, the pilot figure is really janky. His neck, it's like they used the body as part of the sprue tree. So you're going to have to cut it off right below the helmet line at the bottom and glue it onto the collar. But yeah, that's pretty bizarre. I'm just, like I said, you guys, if you buy one of these, I just want you to know what you're in for. Now, this pilot seems to be a little better. Same thing, though. Boy, this thing, the features of the pilot's face and stuff are not that great. And I think that's a complete vertical stabilizer, which I don't want it in here. Oh, look. Looks like, well, we got these things, which are one-sided detail. So that detail's on both of them. One's silver and one is copper, which is very nice looking resin. But I don't know if there's even a use for those. I'm not sure. Another one of these things, it's like some type of maintenance stand for engines, I think. I think these, which is supposed to be engines, let me open one up so you can see the detail. And it looks like it even has maintenance hooks on the motor, on the engine, but there's nothing back there. But I think I have enough. Let me see. I want to check because I don't know. I might be able to build up the engine stands and all that and have complete engines. It's got an interesting feature up front there. I don't. Maybe that's supposed to be a plug for the intake. I don't know. I will have to make a judgment. There's another one. Judgment call on this stuff because, you know, it's just odd. And then we got a different kind of little maintenance stand. Not terribly exciting. And then this is the helmet holder that I was telling you about. All those little helmets they gave us. Well, it's one side is just that, and then it's got the logos on both sides, and then it's got little recesses that hold the helmets. Interesting. This is another. Oh, this is a maintenance stand here for those spare cannons that I was showing you. So, oh, here's another pilot. But there's even less of him than there is of the other ones. You can see he's cut off big time. But these other ones are too. They just haven't been separated. Yeah, there you go. Look at that nice detail. These pilots are going to require a crap ton of work. Okay, this looks like another ladder well type thing. Because like I said, it gives you enough for a complete diorama. What we got here, again, is another one of these. But this one's got the helmets in it. Molded in. But even those are screwed up. Yeah. Talk about a project that's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, I repositioned my trash can and I don't like where I put it. Yeah, so here's the cannons that go into this one. So, yeah. And then there's assorted other details. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you these, but bag of helmets. So we got two ladder wells. I don't know if they're supposed to be joined or what. And if these rails here are handrails that are incomplete. Looks like another engine stand in black. Yeah, so a lot of stuff in this, man. Just it's obvious they were trying to give you a complete diorama parts. These pilots are horrible, though. And there's 3 of them, and all of them are horrible. I don't know. I'm saying horrible, but maybe once I get them, the heads cut off and re-glued on properly and clean them up and stuff, they may prove to be, well, better. So I'm going to pop these pilot figures in a separate bag. I don't want them getting any worse than they really are by being in with a bunch of other clunky stuff. So it's taking another look at this thing that has been very enlightening. So kind of glad I went through this process because I got bags and bags of parts. And I think a lot of this stuff is not going to be used, so it'll go into the spare parts bin, if you will, for scratch building of other things later. Um, yeah, good night. Guys, the parts just keep coming and coming. Now, see all these engines? Some copper engines in here. I guess you can make as many engines that are pulled out of the aircraft as possible. Now, look at this. You had an empty stand that didn't have any cannons in it, and then you've got this one that does have them molded in it. And then you've got a little staircase. And a clearly damaged, unfinished staircase. Oh, here you go. You got a hydraulic lift stand here. I mean, they were joking around. They were giving you everything that you could imagine. Another engine. And I believe how the engines go is they sit. Well, the stands are going to have to be modified too, because this front part and even the middle part has got some imperfections in that are preventing it from sitting in the engine stands properly. Is this one any better? No, not really. Oops, dang it. Another one of these that's incomplete. Oh, yeah, it's incomplete, I'm pretty sure. Um, Another, what appears to be one-sided detail maintenance or a spare part, pretty boogered up ladder again. Oh, looky there, another pyramid with then you got some parts to the maintenance stand, just generic little square tubes. And then another weird staircase. I'm not sure if these things are supposed to be glued together like two different halves. Part of a maintenance deck. I have no idea what that is. Like I said, there's some weird parts in here. Maybe it'll make more sense once I go to putting them together. Now, this appears to be part of the launch system, but it's incomplete. I think it's incomplete. Oh, well, here we go. I solved one mystery. There's that. Fits into there. Remember when I told you guys about this kit that there was a lot of parts and I anticipated that it was going to be a challenge to build? Well, I'm doubling down on that. And then we got these things. Here, which are, I'm sure, part of the display. Wow. There's so much stuff in these kits, man. It's in this kit. I don't even know what to think about this thing, man. I mean, I've built stuff like this before, and maybe not quite this plentiful in parts and spare parts and parts that are going to have to all be some of them repaired, some of them going in this parts bin. I don't know. I'm going to have to wait and see how all of this pans out, because like I said, it's a very unusual kit. Lots of parts and pieces. And yeah. Are you kidding me? Or did I already go through? Yeah, I already went through those. Good grief. I was like, yeah, this kit never ends. Okay. Now here's a better representation of the launch bay. So you got these pieces, and they're pretty. Let me get a better grip on them where you can see their details. But two of them, no detail on the back. Now, I don't know if these are supposed to glue together, like so. Don't know. And then there's just a truckload of what I'm guessing is yeah, see these? I think there's a something that goes from here to there. I'm checking that theory, but yeah, and then there's these. Sorry, guys. Dropped the part. Yeah, there's just I don't know. I'm going to have to really do some homework on how these are supposed to go together, because it's not, as they say, blatantly obvious. Then you got these things, those things, that thing. Yeah, there's one, there's only two of those. And then, let's see. Yeah, there's three of those. And then we got good grief, 4, 5. Then we got 6 of those. And 3 of those. Three of those. One of those. Or no, 2 of those. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm not done. Yeah. this, I mean, if you were to build this, smartly, you would build, maybe the Viper first, get it all done, because these are models in and of themselves. I mean, it's crazy. Now, it's going to be apparent to you, I think, looking at these parts, that there's this very thin piece, and I think these are all meant to be cut out from the, but you got those. And then you got this piece. It looks like he added a different resin or a filament, roll of filament on that. Oh, there's a green one of those to go with the silver one. There's these, which I have no idea what the heck those are. There's this HB 103. I'm not sure what that means. I'll have to look that up. Another one of those. Another one of those. So far there's 4 of these. Wow. So we got 4 of those things. Let's see. Three of those. This thing. Okay, and then I just think this is, you know what these are? I bet you these are floor panels or wall panels. It's got this weird little feature there on every one of them. I don't know. This thing is a mystery wrapped in an enigma, that kind of thought. So, like I said, I think this piece is just scrap. Or maybe it's designed to go like this, in an L fashion. Like so. Maybe that's what it's for. Who knows? I'll find out when I get there, Lord willing. Okay. So, we're done. Hey, you guys, I hope you bear with me when you see this video, because, like I said, I really want you to see what a first-rate garage kit is like. All the imperfections, all the extra work because of the imperfections, but it's worth the effort. Yeah, wow. That was like manual labor, man. So clearly what we got here is a kit for a complete diorama. I'm honestly looking forward to building this thing, man. But I know it's going to be a whole bunch of work. Okay, guys, it's closing on an hour here, so I got to call this one and done, but I'll be doing another video probably here shortly. I hope you found it informative at the very least, and maybe a little comical too, but yeah, so got to go. Peace.